It's a nervous smile.
Well, we're live now, mate, so there's no turning back. How we doing, mate? Adam Walker.
Steve Beckett, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, mate. So before we get into it, what location are you in within the world today?
We are in Austria, and we're just south of Salzburg.
Right. How long you been in Salzburg for?
We've been in Salzburg for a couple weeks. Well, this is the second week now. So yeah, I've been traveling round from Innsbruck and then made our way over. And we've actually just not long since come off something called like a skywalk or a stairway to heaven, which is like a via ferrata. You go all the way across the via ferrata and then up this ladder in the middle of two peaks. And yeah, you've just got to try and make your way across it, like clipping in and like shaking.
Fucking hell, that sounds fucking terrifying.
Yeah, but you get some epic views, but yeah, it was pretty scary.
Yeah. Right, before we crack on, it looks like your services just dropped a little bit and you were right good before I made you share all that shit. You're right to log out and log back in because I don't want people to miss your beautiful face, mate.
Yes, so I'm gonna I'll get out of there.
You've gone. Right, I shouldn't be left on my own on podcast really, but please stick around. Adam will be back shortly. At least it's expanded the view so you can see my fake plant and some clothes hanging over there. So if you wanted an insight into what's behind me in its full entirety, there you go. I hope he comes back soon because chatting this much shit, bound to lose some viewers. It looked very colourful where Adam was, didn't it? It looked cool. Right, here we go. He's back. There you go, mate. You're crystal clear again. Look at that. Oh, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yeah, we're good, mate. So
Good.
we're talking about you being in Salzburg. It's cool, you know, when you say things like Innsbruck and Salzburg. You know, I don't know if this is like probably not sexist, but who knows today? But you know, as a guy, because I feel like I know loads of places in Europe because of football. You know, you kind of just seem to have heard of all these places, so I could immediately sort of envisage where you were. But let's go back a bit to the start because you might be there now. But how you've been traveling for a while now? Is it a year? It's got to be close.
Been on the road since New Year's Eve. So we went first to the Philippines and then we went to Vietnam and then we came home, picked up the camper van and then hit the road, went all the way around Italy. So all the way down what would be the east coast of Italy, all the way back up into Switzerland, went all the way down Croatia, down into Montenegro, down into Albania, stayed in Albania for quite a while because that was just incredible. Back to Montenegro, all the way up to Bosnia, and then up to Austria, which is where we are now.
Okay, now, man. So, what prompted you to take this trip? Because most people do it when they get out of uni. You waited a little bit longer than that to go on this trip. Is it something you'd always wanted to do?
Something I'd always wanted to do. I'd always had that kind of itch that I needed to scratch. But have you seen a film called Into the Wild?
No.
True story. About a guy who gets out. I think he might get out of college or university. It's in America, and he just sets off in his van. And it's a true story about a lad he must have only been about 20 years old, and he just travels through, I think, North America, and he just has this incredible time. But there's lots of little life lessons in there that were, I don't know, maybe kind of stood out to me a little bit. And then what I did when I finished university is just got so involved in teaching and lecturing, and then I wanted to start my own box, and then I just went work, 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 work until we're here now, and I was like, whoa, I need to take a break. And this is where we're at now. This is something I've always wanted to do, and there's no time like the present. I think with the whole thing with possibly COVID, when COVID hit, that maybe reset people's minds a little bit about what they really wanted, and it definitely did. It did a lot for me.
I think you might have just used a Rihanna lyric because Jake from Base Shows just said, "All right, Rihanna," but I don't know what it was. It's a pop cult reference missed on me, so there must have been something in what you were saying then. It was Rihanna, so I'm sure Jake will let us know. So you like, I think that's like, I love that because it takes fucking massive balls, doesn't it? You know what I mean? You're in this, you're part of the, I don't know, the hamster wheel of life. It's like something that once you're on that sort of road and you're doing what you're doing, it's very hard to get off it. So like, what was the sort of decision-making process? Because I get like you had that itch that you needed scratching, and that's like cool because we all have that. But what was it? Was there a catalyst for you that made you, I don't want to say capable of taking that leap because you obviously are anyway, but was there something that you were like, happened where you were like, right, you know what, fuck it, it's now, I'm doing it, let's crack on?
Yeah, it depends how deep you want to get, really.
Mate, I like it deep, right up to my balls.
I think, yeah, I think going like back to kind of that couple of years going through COVID. I knew a lot of people who owned gyms or who owned a box, and their businesses just went down the grid. They just went down the shitter, and then kind of going back to work after that. I knew I loved I love what I do, so it's really hard for me to come away from it and take a step back. And I love my work. I love the people that I work with. I love seeing people improve and get better. So when I started to think about taking a step away or like going traveling, there was that thought process was just kind of really difficult to figure out. But I went through like maybe, I don't know, what would you call it, like my business relationship. There was like a breakdown there, and then I got a new business partner, which that kind of transitioned, I'd say, fairly quickly in the grand scheme of things. So once that had been done, I just thought, you know what, actually, I've been through quite a lot here. And do you know what I mean? There was a lot of, I mean, anyone who owns a business, owns a small business, will probably tell you the same story. You just constantly switched on. There's a lot of sleepless nights. There's, when things are getting tough, there's a lot of highs. There's a lot of emotion, and you put everything into your business, don't you? You put everything into it. So yeah, when everything happened and I got through it, I was like, okay, it's now time to take a break before I break. I think that was it. And maybe my limit is what, 12 years. I think that's how long I've been affiliated for now, 12 years. Maybe that's my limit.
And as you're sort of on the horizon of coming back, how's that make you feel in terms of like you've gone out, you've done this at the time you absolutely needed to? Like, is there, I know you're going to be excited to come back because of how much you love what you do, like you said, but is there any sort of trepidation around that because of this great experience that you've had and you did it for the right reasons? Is it almost as difficult to commit to coming back as it was to commit to going?
Yeah, a little bit. Also, like you kind of get that thing. Like I've been away for like a week's holiday here and there or 10 days, and I'd go back into the box, and it's like, I don't know, you forget how to coach for a minute. You forget how to do your job. Like maybe like you forget what to do on the keyboard or the computer. Do you know what I mean? You just have that little moment of like, oh my word, like have I forgotten what to do here? But there's kind of going like I said, the people and the members at CrossFit Buxton and the staff is kind of really what makes the job. I don't think a lot of coaches would do the job if it wasn't for the people that they coach, and if it wasn't for the team that they've got around him, or you know what I mean, if they are part of a coaching team. Because I mean, is there a lot of people that want to wake up at 5 a.m. or quarter to 5 every morning, which is the alarm was going off, getting into work, and then having like a couple of hours in the middle of the day, but then going back to work at night, doing those split shifts, like working till 8 o'clock? Like, is that an ideal working routine? And do a lot of people would a lot of people pick that routine? I don't think they would, but I do feel like if you get to coach amazing people and you get to work with amazing people, and yeah, it just makes it going back to those people is really quite easy. But there is also, like, going back to Buxton. I mean, you've been to Buxton a few times. It's generally like, I don't know, we get 2 days of summer, don't we? So
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna say
going
it
back
snowed every
to
time I've
a
been.
bit of cloud. But yeah, and that's probably in July. So it's, yeah, just going back to like the four walls of a house, not being on the road every second of the day, and not being out in the, I don't know, the sunshine, and being out in nature all the time. But the thing is, like, living in Buxton, there's hills, there's peaks, there's reservoirs, if you like, and we're not too far from the Lake District. So yeah, going back to, but I guess what I'm saying is I'm fortunate that I'm going back to a job I love. I just hope I remember how to do it.
Mate, I'm sure. I think you will. I think you will. Right, I'm going to give it one last go, mate, because there's such a delay on here, and I don't want us to talk over. Can you like just shut the app down completely, or shut the thing down completely, and just dial back in one more time? And if it's still crap, we'll just make do. But we've got like record numbers viewing your ear, mate.
Yes.
So I don't want to lose them.
Okay, 2 seconds.
I'll just have a sing or something. So there's like 8 people watching now. 7. Oh, they're going down. Any of you, obviously you probably know Adam because he shared it and he's put it in the Buxton group. Any of you guys from Buxton, just drop us a question in the chat if you want. And I'll ask him when he comes back on, because obviously you won't have seen that much of him with him being off and around the world. Is there anything you want to know? Anything that you want to ask? Anything that you want to hear from him? Was there any stories or any fun things that you want to share? Anything like that about Adam would be really cool. So just pop it in the chat. He's back now, so let's see if we're any better. All right, mate.
How is this working?
Oh, mate, that's perfect. Don't move. Don't do anything. Don't even blink. Yeah, that's perfect, mate. Beautiful.
Real.
Right. So obviously, you like you said, you want to, when you get back, your first objective is going to be making sure you still remember how to coach. But last time I spoke to you, you were still obviously you're still obviously helping from afar, and you were doing all the programming. Did you continue to do that? Are you still doing the programming from your caravan? Camper van, sorry.
Yeah. So still doing it. Yeah, I've been, fortunate enough to keep hold of the program, and it's something that, like, I absolutely love doing. And yeah, the coaching team have been kind enough to let me carry on doing it, and it kind of keeps me connected in a way as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I'm so kind of maybe obsessed with numbers to do with performance. I want to see people get better, perform at the best. So yeah, being able to keep hold of the programming and carry on doing the programming for CrossFit Buxton, it's just been yeah, I absolutely love it. So yeah, they've carried on letting me crack on with it.
I know you love it because I remember once when we were out at Battlefield Middle Ground, we were out on a night out having a few after the event, and you were like just doing the program, and you're like, I've just got to get this finished first, and it was more important than a pint of Guinness to you, which was interesting. But how do you find that, mate? So you know when you're in the box and you're doing the programming, you've got that sort of real in-person feedback, even if it's just through observing as opposed to people speaking to you, of how that's going and how it's being received and how people are feeling with it. So, you know, when you're programming from afar, is that a different kind of skill than when you're programming here because you've kind of trusted in the methodology and maybe writing a program that you know will work as opposed to being able to get that feedback on a regular basis from the members?
100%. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a little bit more challenging because I've been waiting for feedback, from the coaches or from people just like dropping me a message saying that was absolutely top notch, or, that was absolute pile of dog shit. Like, don't let us do that again. But when you're in class and you're coaching it, you're definitely getting that kind of feedback much quicker. But the thing is, like, we stick to the CrossFit methodology in a way that it is constantly varied. But my background comes from the strength and conditioning background, or in terms of looking at performance on a scientific level, on science, reading scientific papers, and going all the way back to where a lot of us at my age might have learned stuff, like on websites like T Nation or YouTube, where you found all the really good stuff. But I just trust in the methods that we've already done, but just try and keep it fresh, try and keep it exciting. I mean, it's it always used the kind of analogy that someone said to me is like, don't ever ask. This is probably a really shit way of putting it, but don't ever ask kids what they want for tea, because they'll always choose sweets. Do you know what I mean? If you said to me like, what do you want to do for programming? I like, just give me deadlifts. Like, give me
Yeah.
deadlifts and an assault bike or a rower, and I'm happy. I wouldn't do anything else. Do you know what I mean? So, but I need to do my overhead squats. I need to do my ring muscle ups, or I need to do my burpees. I need to do my walking lunges. Um, so it's been nice being so far away, and sometimes on a different time zone, or there's been a delay on getting that feedback. So I've just been.
We've lost him. It's gone again. You went again, mate. Is that them dodgy Austrian telephone poles or something?
That cut me off for a minute, didn't it? But it's probably a good time to cut me off, because I've had about 5 Haribo, so I'm proper chatting away here, aren't I?
No, it's good, mate. It is interesting stuff. We've got a question, mate, from Justin Berry. I'm sure he's one of your members or one of your guys. What have you been doing to keep your strength up while you're away?
Do you know what? I can't really say I've been doing a lot. So I've just been hammering the creatine, and just keep taking creatine. And as daft as this sounds, we found 10-liter water bottles, and we've just been pressing 10-liter water bottles. Now, a 10-liter water bottle probably weighs 10 kilos, but it's water and it's swinging around everywhere. It's like doing one of those, what do they call it? It's like a bamboo stick or something, and it's got kettlebells on the end. It's swinging
Oh,
around.
yeah.
It's like doing a press with one of them. It's really difficult. So yeah, so not a lot. I'm just having a little bit of trust and faith in the training that I've done over the last however long, 10, 15 years, and the bodybuilding sessions I actually did with Juzzy for a little bit. I'm just hoping there's not too much muscle wastage there. But
Yeah. So
yeah,
how's that look for you, mate? Because I know training is obviously a big part of your life, and has been for, you know, a prolonged period of time, like we've talked about. Like, you know, when you can't have a regular training schedule, even though you're off doing these wonderful things, exploring great places, doing a lot of walking, a lot of hiking, a lot of stuff. So you're obviously active, keeping fit, getting your steps in. Is it hard for you to like not be in that routine of training, or is it a trade-off you're willing to make for the experiences that you sort of getting?
Massively, yeah. I had this like whole idea of when we were coming away. I was going to do like video blogs, like on Instagram, and all these different. I had all these like amazing ideas. Not amazing. These like I had all these ideas that I was going to try and carry out to so I kept to some form of training routine. But yeah, it quickly slipped, and it has been tough, like not being able to train. But it is replaced by walking up mountains, or we signed up for like an ultra run. We did like a bit of a 25, I think it was maybe 25 kilometers, like an ultra over the mountains, which was like pretty epic. We've always been keeping our eye on like getting a triathlon done, but yeah, it's hard. And people always think if they have more time, they'll train more, and it is really not the case.
And from your point of view, then, like, so it isn't necessarily a trade-off. You don't feel like you're missing out because of what you're actually doing. So it's not like negative for you.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm missing out a little bit. Yeah, it does feel like that, especially like, looking, we use Boxmate, maybe similar to you guys,
Yeah,
and you
we
look
do.
at all the scores on the leaderboard and everyone's doing incredible. There's that kind of like feeling of like these guys are doing amazing. I absolutely love it. But also there's like, oh my God, like I'm getting so weak and small at the same time. And but I know that maybe, just maybe, like these 8, 9 months having like a little breather. I'm not saying it's gonna have done my body good, but nobody, no, like, okay, I've got to be careful here because I'm not an elite level athlete, or I'm not like a very high level athlete, but I did feel like I trained really hard and I put my body through lots of stress, and there isn't an elite.
I wish I knew an Austrian internet provider so I could give him some shit right now, but I don't. So, well, 12 yet. I tell you what, all you 12 that are watching now, come to see Adam. He'll be back on in a minute. We've been doing this dance a little while. Why don't you all just subscribe for me right now? That'd be really helpful. Subscribe and I'll be happy. Sorry, mate, I'm just talking to the viewers while you're in
I'm
and
gonna get
out.
I'm gonna get my money back on this eSIM. I'm gonna ring them up tomorrow.
Get
Um,
onto him, mate. You get on
yeah,
Starlink with Elon. I know he's a polarizing character, but he's got some good technology out there.
yeah. But yeah, what was saying? So like, yeah, there isn't. I don't think there's like an elite level athlete out there that would say that they're particularly healthy, or there's a lot of like very elite level athletes that are under a lot of stress. The bodies are under a lot of stress. They're always
Mm.
like moments away from injury or being injured, and maybe like it's been a bit of a blessing in disguise to me. Not that I ever felt like I was moments away from injury. I felt great, but
Mm.
I like to think I might have been an elite level athlete and a bit unhealthy. No, I'm joking.
I would have said you're elite on the UK scene at one point, mate. I'll give you that.
Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, I'll take that.
It's interesting what you say that about elite athletes and what elite athletes have to do, and I think it'd be interesting to hear your take on that, because like when I'm at a lot of comps, and when you see the CrossFit Games athletes, it's a good example because the games have just been on, and the amount of calories and sugars and liquid carbs they're having to consume in order to fuel themselves for the absolute stress and intensity that they experience over 3 days of hard competition. And then you'll go to a local Battle for Middle Ground comp and you'll see people eating Haribo between workouts because they think they need it. And it's that you know, like, I don't know. It's not sustainable for these elite athletes. They come off the back of the games. They can't eat properly for a few days. They're shitting through iron needle, and it's terrible because for their normal life, they're not eating that shit because they know it's not the stuff. So, like, what advice do you have for people that sort of maybe see those guys doing that and think that that's what you should do, when in reality, when you're just going for a few workouts on a Sunday at your local box, you probably don't need to be consuming that sort of stuff?
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I guess the only advice is like go and do it. Go and do the workouts that they do on a scaled version to yourself, and go and eat how you think you should eat and do these workouts, and go and do it like for a weekend. See how you feel on the Monday and Tuesday. Like watch how your mood just drops, like the blues set in. Like watch how you just hate eating food, or like this, it is really difficult. They're putting themselves through, an incredible amount of stress, like to be the best, or because
I'm missing some good clips here with this fucking internet. Fair play to you lot sticking with it. You must really like Adam. Just me again. Subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. Here he is. He's back. It's changed location. That's it, mate. Point your camera at some wardrobes. That'll help. So I know we're on diet there. So we've had Justin's got another question for you, mate. So have you had to change your diets much? So like you're traveling between different countries, how's that impacted on your diets and getting your food in that you want to consume?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, that's been one of the biggest things, I think, because we've got like a little fridge in the camper van, but we were the best part of what, 3 months, and I don't think it dropped below 40 degrees, and in the camper van it felt like it was like 80 degrees. Like everything was on fire, literally. Like we were driving through fire at one point in Albania. Just like wildfires everywhere. I'm like, this is too damn hot. So yeah, we're very much on tinned food. Like yeah. So well, what can we think of that we've eaten? So and at the minute I'm still well, I'd like to say that I might be vegetarian. I'm a bit of a half-assed vegetarian. I still eat Haribo. But yeah, we're on chickpeas, we're on beetroot. You can pick up some kind of like feta cheese like here and there, but a lot of couscous, a lot of dried pasta. Um, yeah, I mean, generally things that are just like most like tinned food, and in these countries that we've been to, they've just got like fresh veg stalls everywhere. Like you name it, like you name a place, they'll have a fresh fruit and veg stall there. It's incredible. So you just pull up alongside, get some fresh fruit and veg, but obviously it's not going to keep. So um, yeah, we've been able to have like some fresh fruit and veg here and there, but yeah, it's quite a long way from the meals that we're having at home, definitely.
Yeah, and I was going to ask, one of the things I was going to ask about, like, because obviously when you're in the places in Asia, I'm going to ask the weirdest thing you ate. But I guess if you're a vegetarian, does that count? You can't be eating like dung beetles and shit, can you? Or they not count?
I don't think I'd count them, but I probably still wouldn't eat them.
Yeah, fair.
But I don't know, I don't think anything too out there when we were away. I mean, all the food out there was full of what's it called? Um, oh gee, can't think of the abbreviation, the three letters, and it's full of
GMOs.
GMO. Is it GMO? Can't think. Feel like it's got an S in it.
Oh,
Gosh.
MSG.
MSG. There we are.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And it's you can taste it so much in the food. What do they call it? They call it like their special sugar or something. I don't know. And it brings the flavor out it's so intense that it just like takes over. So you've got to be careful.
It's just me again. It's good learning for me. I've never had a show where the guests dropped in and out so much. So, getting comfortable, being uncomfortable, CrossFit and all that. Just remove them again. Back to the fake plant in the corner and the clothes over there. Kick from studio, kick guest, add to studio. Oh, thinking about it. Hamster wheel of death. Is he coming? Seven viewers. They're definitely not here for me, so down to 5. We're losing him. Come on, Ad. Get that eSIM sorted, mate. I need you. I don't know if I can share any thoughts. I don't know if I've had any today. What would I share if I was on my own on a podcast? That's a scary thought, I think, really. He's back again. See, here we go.
This is one of the risks, weren't it, of speaking to a what would you call it, a nomad or someone on the road.
I like it, mate. It's real, isn't it? It's real. It's what we come for. So from a training point of view, have you managed to drop in at any CrossFit boxes on your journey, and where have they been?
Yeah, we've dropped in a few in the Philippines, which was pretty epic. We met some of the guys over there who were really kind of on it with the coaching and the programming. So that was nice. We had some good conversations over there. Dropped in a couple of places in Vietnam, and then we started making our way through like Italy, made our way to some of the boxes in Italy, which was, it was good. It was nice to be, nice to meet some, different box owners in different countries. But it's funny because like we're all just doing the same stuff. It's the same story, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice to go out there and meet some different coaches, different box owners.
You know what I love about that as well is like places like Italy, it's much more relatable because it's like it's very close to our culture and our home, and it's within our continent. But to go to places like, I don't know, Vietnam and Philippines and be in a CrossFit box in that sort of environment, that must be like wild to feel as at home as you did, like you just mentioned, and then it to be so different in terms of culture. That's just shows how fucking great CrossFit is, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly it, and that's what we loved about it. Just welcomed straight away with open arms. Like, to state the obvious, they didn't know who we were. We just walked in. Well, we messaged ahead of time. Walked in, and then just had a great session, and then see you in a bit. Brilliant. Got a little bit of training done, and then cracked on onto the next country, onto the next box.
I love it. And there's nothing else. Maybe I'm just in an echo chamber with it, but to me, there's nothing else out there like CrossFit for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, name another sport that you could just roll into someone's backyard in Vietnam and just get involved and be welcomed like you were one of their own. It's amazing, isn't it?
That is it. That is exactly it. And I think that's what a lot of people are searching for, maybe when they come to a CrossFit box, or maybe I'm just generalizing there, but there's a lot of people that come into CrossFit maybe from like a team sport background, or maybe even from like an individual sport background, and they don't do that sport anymore, or on the level that they used to do it from, and they want that kind of like team feeling.
Oh man, we're on a delay. That were good as well. That were a good bit. I think I might have just got a clip for Instagram out of that though. I think his connection stabilized for long enough for me to get a clip for Instagram. And you know what? That's what it's all about. That's why we do this, for the gram. Here we go. Oh my goodness gracious me. I've got the patience of a saint because I know eyes are on me, but inside I am like using expletives I weren't even sure existed. But it's not Adam's fault. He's in where is he? Salzburg. FC Salzburg. That's who in Haaland used to play for, isn't it? Erling Haaland. I'm sure you're at Salzburg. Here we go. Man, I'm just chatting to myself here. It's, the numbers just keep dwindling. They just keep getting lower and lower as people are like, you know what, I've had enough now.
Yeah, they've had enough of this. They've had enough of these calls dropping out.
And I'm trying to like just fill the air by chatting absolute bollocks while navigating not getting cancelled without someone to tell me to shut up. So let's go. Let's do one that the people might want to know, mate. What's with the hair?
Do you know what? Yeah, just watching the games, and I thought, you know what? I want to be like Jason Hopper.
So you figured, because I can't train as much at the moment, so I'm not going to reach him on that level, I'll dye my hair.
Yeah, I'm going to channel my inner Jason Hopper, and I'm just going to walk around with some bleached blonde hair and just act like I'm awesome at CrossFit, even though I'm not.
How's that working for you with your 10-litre water bottle?
And I'm never going to live that down now. I can't believe I admitted to that on online.
See, you say that, mate, but I love that. I love that sort of attitude of, right, this is what I've got, so I'm going to make it work. Like most people use not having everything that they need in order to complete a workout or anything in life. Sometimes at this moment, they've got the slightest excuse, they'll take it. So, I think it's very opposite of a joke to say that you were doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, good shout. I mean, it's going to hurt anyway when I go back, but it'll hurt a lot less if I've done some, thrusters with a water bottle in the meantime. So,
I was thinking about this the other day because one of the guys at Project that I was training with is really is a fit kid, and he's not been able to train consistently for a few reasons recently. And he's saying how much it hurts every session when he trains now. Do you think that's because, I'm asking you because maybe you'll do the same when you get back. Is it because you know how fit you are at this level in your head? So you'll go into a workout and rather try and pace it, you'll go at the pace in which you would have navigated the workout all those months ago. And then it hurts because you can't hold that and sustain it for as long. Is that what gets you?
100%. Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, once you've tapped into that kind of that resilience and that speed and that kind of getting into the hurt locker of a workout, once you've tapped into it, you just feel like you should always be there, no matter how much time you've taken out or how unfit you are. You feel like, you know what, because I still have silly thoughts. Like now I'm like, yeah, no problem, I could probably run a marathon. I couldn't. Do you know what I mean? But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get stuck in. I'm gonna get right into that hurt locker and go for it. But yeah, I think once you take a bit of time out and you try and get back to the place you were, you've got to be a little bit more methodical about it. You've got to have a bit of a strategy.
Yeah, that's just me all over that, mate. It's my age. I'll look at a workout and try and maybe think about it so much that I can use every inch of my fitness without overdoing it and not being able to do something at the end. So I'm big on workout strategy to the point where sometimes I'm overthinking it, but I just want to get the most out of it. I've only got so much to give at my age, mate.
No, mate, honestly, I love it. I've loved seeing your journey. I feel like I might have been there, along with, a lot of people like Elliot and everyone from Chesterfield, but seeing your journey. I remember the workout that we did. We were down in London, I think, and it was, were we at the was it called the Excel?
Oh, strength in depth, yeah.
Yeah, and me and you got stuck into a workout and we were both absolutely hanging. But I think we're going rep for rep with, I don't know, Elliot and someone else maybe on clean and jerks. I'm sure there's an assault bike in there or something. I just remember looking over at you, you had your hands on your knees, and I was like, I'm gonna have to get my hands off my knees here because he's not doing anything.
Mate, and then that's
obviously
my go-to, the hands on the knees, that's my go-to. If you look at my most recent reel from the in-house comp on Sunday, there's a lot of that.
Nice. Still got it. No, and it's good to see where you're at now. It's do you know what I mean? I thought when we were doing the marathon row, I was like, I've got Steve on this, no problem. Within about 10 minutes, you were miles ahead. I was like, what's going on here? Like, this guy's been putting in the work.
Yeah, I trained for that. I sneaky training for it. But I feel
Couldn't
like
believe it.
my fitness has improved massively through doing it consistently. But I've talked about it on podcasts before. What I feel like CrossFit's done for me more than my fitness, just because I love the fitness side of me, but it's my mentality, it's my like sort of mindset that it's changed more than anything. And it's gone again. It's gone again. I'm just about to talk about myself as well. That's a shame. I love doing that. Maybe I'll hold this fort and do it when he comes back on. But I'd be interested, like the people that are still watching, like since you started doing CrossFit, if that's what you do and that's how you know Adam, like how has that changed you? Like not just from a fitness point of view, but from a personal point of view as well. He's back.
Oh, I
So
missed that bit then. That was getting to like the most important bit that I wanted to hear, and it cut out.
yeah, so like what I was saying, mate, was like since I started doing CrossFit, obviously fitness has improved, which it will if you do anything consistently. But I feel what CrossFit gave me, which I think some fitness methodologies don't give people, is that mental capacity to appreciate and enjoy hard work. And like I've been lazy, I would say, for a large chunk of my life. In so much as just doing enough to get by, you know, never really sort of excelling, going to the next thing and the next thing rather than doubling down where I am. And like, since I started doing CrossFit and developed the brand and the Defiant Co, and I don't know, there's something in that you could look around, you were constantly surrounded by people that worked hard. It didn't matter what age they were, what stage of the fitness journey they were on, they were all trying to work hard to get better. And you cannot be in that environment without it becoming part of you. And that's why people don't last in CrossFit, I guess. They say it's for anyone but not for everyone. If you are not willing to work hard and you're not willing to feed off those amazing people around you, you won't like it and you'll leave. And I think that's what it did for me. And there were a period in my life where I feel like I wouldn't have been ready for it. And somehow when I found it, I just was. And, you know, things happen for a reason and all that shit. But yeah, it's just made me better. Like I embrace work. And what did you find that? Because, you know, you said you've had CrossFit Buxton for 12 years. Like, what drew you to it in the first place in order to go on that journey with it? Because like, I feel like I came in easy. It was easy for me. I was around people that I trusted that showed me it was good. And then I found out how much better it made me personally. But you were kind of 12 years ago in Buxton. You're one of the founders almost in a way, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I think back, it was just YouTube videos of like what was going on, and I thought, you know what, I kind of always I liked putting in like a bit of work, like in terms of fitness or in the gym, and like going to a bit of a dark place in like a bit of a, I don't know, a kettlebell class. Do you know what I mean? Or a spin class, which can get like hard, if you really put the work in. But like when I saw the YouTube videos and came across that, I was like, I need to give that a go. And it just so happened that I gave it a go on my own for a long time. And then I mean, it is difficult because everyone took the piss. I mean, people still take the piss now, but 12 years ago, people took the piss out of CrossFit. Like they took the piss out of me, and I thought, oh, they're taking the piss out of me because of CrossFit, but they weren't. They were just taking the piss out of me. And then I was like, right, fucking, and at least, I mean, at least I'm getting involved in something that people are taking the piss out of, so it would, draw the attention away from me or something. I don't know, but yeah, it was really difficult to get it up off the ground, like get it going, because I mean, what was the closest one back then? It was like Manchester, and I probably wasn't going to drive all the way down to Manchester every night. Do you know what I mean? And getting it going was fucking hard, really hard.
How did you do that in the early days, then, mate? How did you convince people in Buxton, not a city where you've got a smaller pool of people to get through the door? How did you convince people in the early days to do this thing that most people had never heard of, and then get them to stay and then pay money for it on a regular basis in order to sustain and grow the business that you knew you could?
Yeah, I don't know, just pure annoyance and relentless like badgering people to come and do it. for I don't know, a session. And just to be honest, I had some like good friends at the time, and you know, they were pretty open to doing a workout here and there. They were in good shape. You know, I got like a bit of a solid group of like 6 or 7 people. You know, at the time, my sister was one of them, just off the back of having 2 kids. You know, and a couple of people, a couple of rugby lads, a few rugby lads, like really helped me along my journey. Like they were kind of on the fence about it a little bit, but they enjoyed that kind of group setting, the weightlifting in that kind of group setting. So kind of getting those into it. And then yeah, it just kind of picked up, just one person at a time, just getting them in and just like badgering them and just saying like, come and give it a go. Like, you know what I mean? I just wanted to people like, you know, come and have a little go at it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. Like, go and do what you were doing. You're not going to lose anything. And then eventually, just one person at a time, yeah, just picked up.
I think that's the thing as well. Like, you know, you say badgering people, but, you know, eventually if someone's constantly saying, just come and try it, just come and try it, you start to believe in them a little bit. You're like, fuck me, they really believe in this. I'm going to have to get a crack. And then if you are the sort that's sort of, you know, like drawn to that graft and that grind, one session is all it takes, isn't it, with a good coach?
Yeah, that's it. And, you know, at the time, there wasn't a lot of stuff on, you know, about CrossFit, or, you know, there's only a few YouTube videos. So those guys who got into it like early days in, you know, in Manchester and London, it was, you know, they must have had I guess they must have had a hard job as well, because yeah, there's more people there again that would probably take the piss out of it. Do you know what I mean? And there was probably like me and, I don't know if I'm talking shit here, but I feel like there was only me and one other guy in this gym that were doing a bit of Olympic weightlifting. And you know, me and him got together, did a little bit of Olympic weightlifting. And as soon as people see you like throwing a little bit of weight above your head, or like getting a weight to your shoulders that they can only ever like dream of doing and probably break the back in the process, they're like, hang on a minute, what are you doing? Like, where have you
Yeah.
learnt that? What's going on here? Like, tell me more about it. And it's like, okay, yeah, you know, I'll tell you more about it at 6 o'clock on Monday morning.
Yeah, see how much you want it then.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, you know, like a lot of the people that take the piss out of CrossFit, and I get we talk about it a lot, and it's what we do. You know, they say the piss takers, like, about how much CrossFit will tell you they do CrossFit and all that, but it's because we're passionate about it and because we know it's good for everyone. You look at the varied range of people that it attracts from all walks of life. Some, like you say, team sport oriented, some individual sport, some no sport. And it's like it brings all these different people together and creates relationships that you would never forge outside of the gym. And to anyone that takes the piss out of it, I tell you what, come and fucking try it and then take the piss out of it. Let's see, like, you know what I mean? Because it's not easy. We might look like twats sometimes, and we might all fucking say the same thing, but there's a reason for that. And I feel like it's that the people that take the piss the most are the last people that could ever even dream of doing the stuff that we do. And I
That's
say
it.
we. I can't even do quarter of the stuff you can do, and you know what I mean. It's that, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's it. And like, honestly, I just wonder where I'd be, like, if had I not found CrossFit. Like, I don't know, like, in terms of my health, my mental health, like where I was at, like in terms of like, you know, going out boozing. It's definitely kind of helped, you know, curb that a little bit. Um, you know, and like you said about the relationships, like the friendships that you've made like over the years just through CrossFit. And you know, one thing that I've really kind of maybe kind of thought about maybe over the last few years is how many people have found friendships at CrossFit Buxton. Not only CrossFit Buxton, but just like through CrossFit and other CrossFit boxes.
Mm.
Like, these people wouldn't have been brought together in such a mass, you know, group meeting as what happens every morning at a CrossFit box at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 5, 6, every day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just kind of just building those friendships over time. Like, like, you know, people wouldn't have had that. And I just think that's class.
It is, and So it's kind of relatable, but like one of the things I heard recently, I don't know if it was Greg Glassman that said it or not on a podcast, was the thing that happens when you start doing CrossFit is your relationships, whatever they may be, whether they're friendships or intimate relationships or work relationships, they either get better or they end. There's sort of no middle ground because you're becoming better as a person. And if those people in your circle aren't going to come along on that journey with you to get better, it doesn't have to be CrossFit, but you've got to just start developing the same work ethics and the same good habits. And if you're not doing it because you're learning the value of hard work and what matters, those people either don't come with you because they feel intimidated by it, or then you realize they're not your people anymore because they're not willing to do the hard things on a daily basis. And I absolutely love that. And when I look at my life, that is exactly that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's incredible. It's such a powerful quote. And that's kind of what you're saying there, isn't it?
100%. Yeah. I mean, yeah, can't put it any better than that, what you just said. Yeah, spot on.
Oh, I thought you'd gone again then, right on cue. So we've got another question. I'm going to keep reading them because Justin's he's putting them in for us, mate. He's a lad. So has there been any weird exercise you've come across when dropping into gyms? So I'm guessing he means while you're there, but I'm going to open that up just in case there isn't anything. What weird shit have you seen in gyms in your time? Just because it's funny, isn't it?
Oh, what weird shit. Oh man. Oh, that is a tough one to answer.
Everything's weird until in CrossFit anyway, isn't it? It's like,
I know, yeah.
Lunging wall balls, that's weird. And then you're like, well, yeah, I guess if you struggle with squatting, it's not a bad alternative.
Yeah, definitely. I can't say I've given them a go, but I probably need to. I think they actually sound pretty tough. They sound pretty hard. But no, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Come across anything weird. I mean, you see weirder stuff in Globo gyms. Do you know what I mean? You see some mad shit in there now.
Mate, get this one. I was telling Elliot about this the other day and he was pissing himself. I saw someone doing weighted pull-ups, but with a band. So it was like, just take one off, mate. Either don't do the weighted pull-up. Fucking hell. I couldn't. I was like, you're looking. I'm like, I've got to go over. I'm going to have to say something. But I think I left the gym, actually. I think I just couldn't
love
take
that.
it
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that is, it's something that I might try when I get back.
Yeah. There you go. You can let me know. Get it programmed at CrossFit Buxton. Let's see what happens. So, mate, we've had a good run of service, so I'm not going to jinx it. I'm going to close it pretty soon. But when are we going to see you? When are you coming home? When can the guys at Buxton and when can I see you?
I'm going to be home in a few weeks. So, yeah, there's I'm going to get to see all the members at CrossFit Buxton again, which I'm absolutely buzzing to see, and the coaching team. And yeah, it's definitely talked about that with Jenny and how much we've missed that. So and then I'm going to start those regular trips over to the project again. Most weeks, come and see you, come and see Elliot, come and see everybody there, and get some good sessions in. Because the thing is as well, like this time out, it makes you kind of makes you look at everything in a different way. Maybe I don't know how to articulate this in the best way, but it makes you realize what's important to you, I think. And like you talked about, the friendships and the relationships that you build, and doing the things that matter to you. You want to make more of an effort to do those things. And from the day-to-day life and the day-to-day grind, sometimes you can let those things slip. And I think life flashes by, doesn't it? It goes by fast, and before you know it, years have gone by. And like, I've only been over to see you once. Do you know what I mean?
I love that, mate. I've got my clip for the show for Instagram from that. That was beautiful. All the way through it, I was loving it. I was like, please don't freeze, please don't freeze, please don't freeze.
And cut out.
Yeah. Right, mate. Well, it is good, and like what I like about it, like we've kept in touch while you've been away, like, and I think it's one of them. And it sometimes I don't know, you just end up talking to people that you might not have thought you would ever meet, and then you develop a friendship with them, and then you keep in touch whether they're a million miles away or not. And I think it's just good that and again, I bring that back to CrossFit and the community thing. Like, I just wouldn't have met all these great people, and yourself included, if it weren't for that. Like Jake, who was in the chat earlier, never met him face to face. And I like consider him a good friend, you know, just through talking about workouts, chatting offline, chatting on podcasts. And it's, yeah, I just can't find anything in the world that does what this sport does. And long may it continue.
That's it. Yeah. Hit the nail on the head there, mate.
Yeah. Right. Well, thank you very much for doing this, mate. If you stay on a sec after I end, we can have a quick chat. But I appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks everyone that joined to see ad, and make sure you subscribe for us.
Yeah. Right. Thanks for having me on.